Following is a true story. Only the names have been changed to protect the anonymity of the eyewitness themselves. Listener discretion is advised. It looked like a werewolf. Growing up in the Northeast, I've seen pretty much every known animal that exists, but on this day I encountered an animal that I've never seen before, and that I hope I never see again. I was deer hunting on a cold December evening back in 2005 in California. I'd walked to my tree stand about 3 p.m. that day. My stand was about a fourth of a mile from the road, which isn't too far. I climbed up and got settled in for a few hours to see if I could get my first buck of the year. I hadn't seen much action, and it was getting to those last few minutes I like to call the best time. I noticed the woods went silent, which I knew meant there usually was a large animal present. I just didn't know what kind of animal or what nature had in store for me. So off to my right side, probably 100 feet or so, I heard something heavy walking towards me. I was thinking it was probably a big buck. What I saw next gave me nightmares for months. The only way I could describe it was it looked like something off of a werewolf movie. I didn't know what to do. I was in shock, like I couldn't move. This animal, or whatever you want to call it, came within 30 yards of me, walking on 2 legs. I had a .308 Magnum rifle with me, but honestly I was afraid to move. After it went by me and over the hill, I drew a sigh of relief, like, thank God it's gone, or at least I hope it is. After it went by, I thought to myself, what the hell was that? Now at this time there was probably 15 to 20 minutes of light left, and I didn't know whether to get down or to wait. About 2 minutes later, I heard more branches, something coming from the same place the first one came from. Then I saw 3 more of these creatures following on the same path. Now these 3 were walking on 4 legs, but these things were huge. To me, they looked gigantic. If I had to guess, I'd say they were about 1 foot taller than a deer would be, and guessing they would weigh about 250 pounds. That's how large they were. I just sat there so still, so quiet, that I don't even think I breathed. I texted my buddy who was about 300 yards away and told him what I saw. I didn't know if he had believed me or not, but I've never returned to that place again. Eastern Cryptid Encounters on YouTube, January 28th of 2021. Me, my brother, and my mom saw it during one of my brother's baseball games, which was on a field right next to the Pine Barrens in Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. If we faced the field, the Pine Barrens were directly behind us. It was about 7 p.m. and dark out, so it was somewhat covered by the trees, but I could make out a silhouette of what looked like a human that was hunched over and trying to remain low, keep a low profile. The only thing is, it had a wolf's head and fur. It was hunched in a way that you could tell it was bipedal, and was about 4 foot tall while hunched over. It had glowing red eyes, which was the only reason that I was able to notice it. It stood about 100 feet away and stayed there for about 15 minutes, just watching, occasionally moving to slightly one side or the other, like it was scouting us out. I told my mother, but she just told me and my brother it was probably just a car's brake lights and that our minds were overreacting. We were both young back then, so we accepted it. When I got older, I brought it back up to my mom, and what I saw, she said that she saw it too, and saw the wolf's face and the glowing eyes, but didn't tell me because she didn't want to freak us out. I should also mention that there were no roads that led to the wooded area where I saw that creature, so it was physically impossible for a car or anything else to get through the hundreds of feet of dense pine barren forest. But again, I was young, so I just took my mother's word.